dugsiyada Nuruddin Schools.
Welcome back to our online lessons, Nuruddin online lessons, and I say to you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Today we're going to talk about report writing. You know your syllabus, Form 4, Unit 8, you can see it. Okay, report writing. Report writing, Unit 8, Form 4, page 77. The lecturer is your teacher, ABDIQADIR MOHAMOUD. Okay, before, in every lesson we have an objective. If there is not an objective, how can we study something? So what is the objective of our lessons? By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define a report. What is a report? Determine the structure of report. Yes. Collect information for your report. Organize your information. Use an appropriate style for writing report. So it's very important. Okay, what is a report first? We have to ask ourselves, what is a report? A report is a statement that of the result of an investigation or for any matter on which definite information is required. That's Oxford Dictionary definition. Oxford Dictionary definition. So a report is a statement of the result or an investigation of any matter or in which a definite information is required. So why are you writing a report? To investigate, to get result or investigation or any information, definite information that's required. We need information. So you need you did an investigation or a project or etc. So after that, you're gonna do report. So a report is clearly a structured document in which the writer identifies and examines issues, events, findings, or investigation information obtained from a research. Why are you writing another definition? Why are you writing report? To find findings, yes, events, issues, and investigation, information. After all this, you're gonna write a report from undertaking a project. If you are building a house and you finish the building, you have to write a report about this building. Okay, report structure. Reports follow a standardized format. This allows the reader to find the information easily. So all the reports have a similar structure. They are different in some places, but it's a standardized structure. There is a standardized format. This allows the reader to find the information easily, and focus on specific areas. Most reports follow the following structure. So this is the structure of the report. If you have never seen, a report must have the following structure. Number one, title page. That is needed title or title page. Abstract or executive summary introduction or the terms of reference and procedure. Some books they're going to say terms of reference and procedure, but some books they say introduction and method or methodology or findings. Okay, discussion is, conclusion is, recommendation is, and reference. This is the structure. So whenever you're going to write a report, you have to remember this structure. Very important structure. Someone or a student who are going to write a report, you have to follow this structure. Okay. So what is a report structure? Title page. What is the title page? Okay. Should contain the out of the report name of the author, the company, organization, and the date. So when you wanted to title page, the first page of the report must contain the author, the one who wrote the report, the date, the organization. The title page should contain the report, the name of the author, the one who wrote the name of the person who wrote the report, the company or the organization, and the date. The reader, this makes easy for the reader when you want to write. A short report won't need a title page. If the report is short, it doesn't need a title page. Not title, we are not talking about title, but title page. Title and title page are very different, but should have a title, yes. Short reports always should have a title, but not a title report. But the large reports or the long reports, they need a title page. What about the contents list is only needed in long reports. The content list is only needed long reports. Long reports always need content list. The title should tell the reader what the report is about. Yeah. If the report doesn't have a title, how can you understand this report? For example, our lesson is report writing. If I start and doesn't have any report, any title, how can you understand? So reports always, the title should tell the reader what the report is about. What is the report of this? It is project, building projects, school projects, etc. Okay. Executive summary. Executive summary. Okay, this should be a short paragraph. It's a short paragraph. Yeah. Executive summary is a short paragraph, group of sentences that work together. Summarizing, it summarizes the main contents of the report. The main contents, what does the executive summary does during the report? It's a short paragraph first. It's excluded, summarizing the main contents of the report. It summarizes the main content of the report. Include a short statement of the main task. Yeah, the main task of this report. The methods. If you use interviews, group discussions, etc., questionnaires, etc., use it. Conclusion is reach it and any recommendation to be made. So executive summary always summarizes the main points of the report. Recommendations, conclusions, a statement of main tasks, methods, or methodology of the report. Abstract or the summary should be concise, short, informative, yes, and independent. Yeah. So if you have abstract or executive summary, it has three specific things. Number one, it should be a concise. Number two, informative, and number three, independent. Yeah, it's independent from the other part of the report. Many readers will only read this abstract. Yeah, abstract and executive summary are similar, are same. So some people they don't have a chance to read all your reports or the long reports, but they need to read the executive summary or the abstract. So it needs to be informative. Yeah, to be for all the summary of the report. Clear and brief. It provides an accurate summary of the content of your report. The first sentence should articulate the main aim or the main idea. should introduce the main idea or the question explored in your report. Yeah. The first sentence, it carries the main objective of the report. We're talking about executive summary. Okay, in your report, it should also outline your approach, the ways to the research. If you are writing a research, the main theories you are applied, and the most important findings or the result of your research project. So it's very important, executive summary or the abstract, when you want to write a report. What about the introduction? Also, it's very important. Introduction and executive summary are separate, can be separated. So the introduction should give the context and the scope of the report. It tells us the context and the scope of the report and should include your terms of reference. State your objectives. What is the objective of your reports? You're going to define in the introduction. Define the limits of the report. Yeah. What were the limitations of your reports? What hinders you when you were writing the report? Outline the method or inquiry. Did you use questionnaires or etc. or interviews, group discussions, observations? Give a brief general background to the subject of the report and indicate the proposed development. So when we are talking about introduction in our report, it contains the context and the scope of the report and should include terms of reference. State your objectives. The aim, what is your objective of the report? Clearly define the limits. What were the limitation of your report? The outline, the method of or inquiry. Outline is the context, background, and the purpose of the report. Define the terms and sets the limitations of the investigation. The reader or the audience, the people who read your report, can easily identify what the report is about. When they read all this your introduction, they don't need in so many details because they know what the report is about. The reader always knows what is your report about. If he read the introduction and the executive summary, the information gathering, and why the report is needed. Okay, what about method? Some people say, or methodology, the way you use your reports. In this section, you should state how you carried out your inquiry, the questions. You need, especially the research projects, when you wanted to tease, etc. What form did your inquiry take? Okay, did you carry out interviews? This shows us interviews. What kind of inquiry did you use? Did you carry out interviews or questionnaires? So this, you define this one, the methodology or the method, the part of methodology in your report. How did you collect your data? How did you collect your data? What measurement did you make? Did you have a measurement in your report? So what measurement did you make? Or how did you choose the subject? How did you choose this subject? Especially when you are writing for your thesis or research project for your interviews. Because when you collect data, you can questionnaire the people, you can interview the people, or group discussions or observationists, etc. So present this information logically and concisely. Yeah. So you're gonna present information logically, very possible and concisely in a short way. State or define the method you use to conduct your research. Quantitative or qualitative. You need to use quantitative or qualitative. They are very different. Primary or secondary. If your data collection is primary or secondary, the one you interview now, or if you use published books or the governmental documents. If you use governmental document, you get secondary data, and briefly provide a rationale or why this method was employed. Why did you use quantitative or qualitative? You can keep on findings, result. Every project, every report writing has a findings. What was the result of your project, of your research, etc., of your task? So this section, we need to know the findings or the result of the report. What was found during the research or investigation? What did you find? Now we are going to investigate the causes of corona. So now we're gonna, after we found this one, we're gonna talk about the research or the investigation. Yeah, give us the facts only, not opinion, but the facts. No interpretation by the writer. Okay, thank you. That's the end of our session. I say to you, let us back again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.